Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome to April's no buy / low buy check-in, where I go over all the things that happened in the previous month as it relates to my no buy low buy year. Now, if you're new to this series, I'll obviously have it linked up above in the cards. But basically, I decided that I wanted to spend less this year, be a little more mindful in my spending. And as a result of that, I basically put a no buy in place for clothing, beauty, accessories, SLGs. And by that, generally, I mean like card holders, because that's really what my weakness is. And shoes as well. I think that's about it for the no buy. And then for my low buy, I am allowing myself to buy up to 4 luxury handbags during the year of 2024. Now, I do have a couple of potential exceptions that I've carved in there. Again, go see the first video and you'll see everything that I laid out. So with that, let's get into how April was for me. All right, so I have my notes here so I can refer to them. So first I want to talk about a comment that was left by one of my lovely subscriber, Helen, on the March check-in video. The gist of it was how she thought that if she had seen in person, like in store, some of the things that she had purchased online, she would never have purchased them. And that really struck a chord with me because I thought, you know what? I can pretty much guarantee that there are things that I have purchased online that if I had seen them in store, I never would have bought them. And I think there are two sort of things playing into this sort of idea. The first, maybe just from a quality standpoint, right? That if I actually got to go touch the garment or the item or whatever it is, touch it, feel it, see how it behaves, try it on. If it's a piece of clothing, try it on in store and see how it drapes, whatever, that I never would have bought it. But I think the real crux, at least for me, of this comment is that it is just so easy to get sucked into buying things online. So here's an example of what I think I'm talking about. I was scrolling on TikTok, as I do occasionally, and I came across this creator who was talking about this like cheese grater. And I don't even know honestly why I stopped, because first of all, I have a cheese grater if I wanted to grate cheese or anything else, I guess, for that matter. But for some reason, I started watching the TikTok as opposed to just, swiping up and going past it. But it was this sort of contraption thing. And so I started watching it, and then she showed all of these, like different grater or like things that you can change out, almost like changing out the plates of something, but you can do a mandolin and you can do matchsticks and anyway. And what did I do? I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And I will be honest, there have been a couple of recipes that I thought about making that I needed a mandolin for, and I got rid of ours, I guess, when we moved. And I thought, well, it's got that mandolin attachment, so that could be good. And yeah, so, I put it in my cart. Now, I didn't check out, so it's still sitting in the cart. But my point is, if I was, walking through Bed Bath & Beyond or walking through any other department store, Walmart, Target, something like that, and I happen to be in the kitchen area or whatever, I would never look twice at that product. But yet, somehow, because it's online, and I think especially because it was on TikTok and, you see somebody interacting with it, which on the one hand is a great thing, right? Because you really get to see how a product behaves, etc. And, so there is a benefit to it. But it definitely sucks you in a lot faster than you know, if you're just walking down an aisle at Target, for example, which I guess is why, you know, the home shopping networks have done really well, right? Like QVC and HSN. It's that whole getting to see a product and getting to see it live and seeing it function and how it works and or for a piece of clothing, how it drapes on the body, etc. I guess that's probably, like I said, why those have been so successful for, gosh, I mean, I think the precursor to QVC started when I was in college. So yeah, I mean, we're talking like 30 years ago, 35 maybe years ago, something like that. A long time this has been around. So I guess, like I said, I shouldn't be surprised by it, but it just somehow, Helen's comment just really just kind of hit me at the core. And I thought, you know what? She is right. And so I think when it comes to 2025 and I am able to purchase some of these things that are on my current no-buy list, I think I want to put into place a practice of trying to buy things in store and in person. Now, obviously, sometimes that's not going to work, right? I mean, for those of us, for example, who, like me, lived in an area before which had absolutely no luxury shopping opportunities, my only option was to order online and have it delivered, or, you know, make a connection with a sales associate while I was traveling so that then if I wanted to order something and have it sent. But, you know, I never had that opportunity to, for example, go to the Chanel boutique on launch day and, you know, touch and feel and try on all the new bags. I just didn't have that. So I realized that for some things, it's not going to be an option. But I think I would like to, like I said, put into place when I start to be able to buy some these things again in 2025, that I really try to purchase as much as possible in person, in store, as opposed to online. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Think about, like I said, Helen's comment and kind of what I just said, and let me know if you think that it would have an impact on your purchasing habits or not. So the next thing on my list is to talk a little bit about the Sephora sale that happened at the beginning of the month. Now, it also happened to happen, it happened right around the time of my birthday. So that made it a little bit harder as well because, you know, it's always nice to treat yourself to a few little birthday presents here and there. But it started on April 5th. My birthday's on the 4th. And I have to say, for like that first, like the couple days before the sale, and then probably through that first weekend, it was a little rough. I stood strong and, you know, I didn't break my no-buy, but I had a ton of, you know, sort of best of Sephora or, you know, best of the sale in my YouTube feed. So, you know, I think did a good job of scrolling past those videos, but I did want to make a note that it was a little bit of a struggle with Sephora sale. But as time went on, and like I said, probably as we got into probably no later than like mid of the first full week, I didn't even remember it was going on. So all's good, but it definitely took some willpower. So the next thing I want to talk about is something that Amelia from Amelia Rose's Closet talked about in a recent video that she posted about the bags she should not have bought, okay, that she shouldn't have purchased. And one of the things that she brought up in that video was this concept of feeling like you need to have it, this feeling of wanting something, and like I said, this feeling of like needing, like I need to have this. And again, that really struck a chord with me because I sort of started thinking back on some of the purchases that I made in 2023, which was definitely a big catalyst for this, 2024 low buy, no buy project that have embarked on. And I kind of feel like that was the source of some of those purchases. Because if I had really taken a step back and looked at certain items and asked myself some important questions about that item, I probably wouldn't have bought it. And so I'll probably make a separate video about, especially now, because I'm only buying up to 4 bags. I said maybe with a few exceptions, but certainly way, way less than I bought in 2023. If you missed that video, that was sort of I think that was part of my very first video in this series. So definitely go check that one out, because I was dumbfounded, let me tell you, when I counted the number of bags that I had purchased in 2023. So like I said, I'll do a separate video to kind of walk through the things I ask myself and sort of how I'm trying to look at my collection now and what I do. But like I said, it really struck a chord with me when she said that. And I was like, I knew exactly what she meant when she said that. That just feeling of seeing a bag or seeing a card holder, in my case, and just thinking, I need to have it. I just need to have it. And I think it really, like I said, it really hits home for me with the card holders because, I finally let go of one. But I bought, did I buy 4? I bought at least 3 Chanel flap card holders in 2023. And they were all because I need to have it. I needed to have that color. I didn't need another card holder. I have plenty of card holders. I had plenty of Chanel card holders already, but it was a pretty color and it would look so pretty inside my bag. And so I need to have it. And that concept is not something that bodes well for your bank account when you're dealing in luxury items. All right, so I have 2 more things that I want to discuss. 1 is a confession, and 2 is to talk about what will probably be some changes to my no-buy/low buy project. So let's talk about the confession first. I kept 1 item from that H&M haul that I did for you all. So I will have to say, some of you were so kind and so sweet. And a lot of you loved the dress, the black, like sort of bodycon dress. And I feel like there were a couple of other items where those of you were like, oh, you should really keep that item. We won't tell anybody. and while I appreciate you trying to keep a secret, I don't want to do that. And I am going to be forthright and honest with you guys. If I buy something, or, in the case of that video, I did purchase all of those items I purchased them to do a video with, and my full intention was to return everything. But I decided to keep this little black and white knit tank top. Now, I'm going to tell you why, but honestly, it doesn't excuse, it doesn't fall into what I'm going to talk about next at all. I bought this, or I kept this, I should say. I kept this because I so desperately wanted the Chanel version. So I'll pop a picture up here of when I tried on the Chanel version, and I'll pop a picture up here when I was showing this version. And I loved that Chanel top so much. And even at whatever it was, I think it was maybe like $16.50, $18, something around there, which for a Chanel top isn't bad. I mean, okay, again, big air quotes here, but I was certainly not going to buy that on my no buy. Like as much as I loved it and I thought it was beautiful, whatever, I was not going to purchase that item. But then this came along. And as I mentioned in the video, it was such a great dupe. Now, does it have the little, CC right here in the middle? No. Does it have the little pop of hot pink or whatever I think the Chanel one had? No. But it is very, very similar in style and in concept with the black, with the white trim and that. So yes, I will have to look it up. I think because I bought it online, so it doesn't, these tags don't have pricing on them. I want to say it was like $12.99, maybe $15.99. Now again, that's no excuse. Whether I had bought this or whether I had bought the Chanel one at $16.50 or whatever, they are both breaking my no buy. And I fully understand that. And I'm not happy with myself because I really want to stay strong in this. And I feel like I've done a really good job so far doing that. And I'm not quite sure why I allowed myself to do that. So that's a little self-reflection that I will have to do to see why. Because one of the things that I've always really believed in, if you watch Hannah Louise Poston and watch her no buy year and watch some of her subsequent, how to get through a no buy year or should you do a no buy year, she's got a bunch of different videos that sort of talk about recaps and things of her no buy year and steps to take and things like that. But what she always says in those videos is that you should never have the feeling of, I hope I can do it, or wish me luck, because neither one of those things play into a no buy. You are the one that is in control. You are the one that makes the decision whether you buy something or not. So hoping that you can do it isn't the right frame of mind. The right frame of mind is you are going to do it. And if you don't do it, that was your choice. So the same thing with luck. Luck has nothing to do with it. So like I said, I will have to take some time and reflect on why this little, whatever it was, $12 or $15 top felt so important to me that I break, one of my no buy rules, which was to not buy any clothing. So yeah, like I said, just wanted full transparency and tell you about it and let you know. All right, having my protein coffee quite late in the day. So let's talk about how I am probably going to need to change one of my no buy rules going forward, or I don't know, maybe it'll be for a certain amount of time. I don't know, but let me explain. So I have decided to go on a sort of a health and weight loss journey. Now, I don't really like to talk about this. I especially don't really like to talk about this on this channel because that's not the focus of this channel. The focus of this channel are beautiful things and styling and things like that. But I have decided to start a new channel, which I'll have linked below if any of you are interested in sort of following my journey into, health and wellness and all that. Like I said, we'll have it linked below, and that's where that content is going to live, not here. However, that does have an impact on my no buy rules. So I will insert a clip here of some footage that I took of the first pass through that I made through my closet, trying things on since I've started this journey. So I started this basically the very, very end of March, I think March 29th to be specific. I'm filming this on May 1st, just so you know. And if you guys remember my closet tour part of when I did the renovation vlog, if you saw, I had 3 pant things. So those 3 closet IKEA portions all had those pull-out pant organizer things on the bottom, and every single rung was full of those pant organizers. I think there's maybe 12 rungs, maybe, let's just call it that, 12 rungs a piece, okay? And I had a couple of them that were doubled up, actually. Like I had 2 pair, like if I had 2 pair of pants in different colors, I put them on the same rung. Anyway, I basically now am down to 1 of those. So I went from, let's call it an even 40 probably pair of pants down to like 12. So what I'm trying to say is that fortunately or unfortunately, I am going to have to put a pause at some point on my no buy for clothing, because at some point in the probably not too distant future, I'm not gonna have a whole lot to wear. Which, like I said, is, I guess, a good problem to have. And I did try, so I had a whole bunch of stuff on Poshmark, and I had some Dior t-shirts and some Louis Vuitton t-shirts and another couple of Hermes t-shirts, or 1 Hermes t-shirt. Anyway, I pulled all that off of my Poshmark because most of that stuff now fits. I also am pulling off my Veronica Beard blazers because those 2, I just tried them on earlier today and they fit. I mean, I still need to lose a little bit so that they fit a little, nicer and button snap a little bit easier, whatnot. But my point is that rapidly, it seems, or however long, I don't know, maybe it won't be rapidly anymore. It's been pretty rapid so far, but maybe it will, I'm sure it will slow down. But regardless, at some point, I'm going to need to purchase some new things. I'm basically down to about 3 pair of jeans now, like regular jeans. And I'm not talking about like my wide leg, although I've gotten rid of some wide leg jeans as well. So yeah, I'm not quite sure when that is gonna start. I also know that I want to, when I do purchase things, certainly over the next couple of months or few months or however long it is while I'm on the journey, that I purchase cautiously and only sort of what I need to get me through that particular season. I'm probably going to have to purchase a couple pair of shorts to kind of get me through the summer season and, late spring into summer or whatever. But I just wanted to let you know that. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Some of you may come for me in the comments, I don't know, and tell me that I'm a hypocrite or that I'm just, doing this to get out of it or something. Yeah, not the case, because like I said, I just gave a whole ton of clothing away that were almost kind of falling off of me. So, like I said, I tried to save as much out of my Poshmark. If you remember, again, at the back of my closet, there were like 2 big boxes and a huge tub of clothing that were Poshmark. Anything out of there that I was getting rid of because of sizing, I basically, like I said, pulled out of there. So I pulled out a bunch of like active wear. Like I said, I pulled out basically all of my designer stuff that I had put in there. And yeah, because either it fits or it's very close to fitting. So anyway, that is what I wanted to talk about as far as my no buy. Depending on when this whole journey ends, and I don't mean it ends as far as like getting healthy, and because there's a lot of things that I want to do on that channel other than just talk about weight loss. I really am trying to focus more on my overall health and really trying to plan for my later years so that I can be as healthy as possible as I, move through the middle of my life. and into my end of my life, I guess. But you know, the first part is definitely going to be focused on this weight loss journey. And so as a result, you know, that part will eventually end and I will be, you know, obviously in maintenance. We'll see when that sort of plays out as it relates to the year, you know, and where I am. So like I said, I really am going to be very intentional about buying things because, you know, you don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff in the next size down if you're then going to be the next size down and the next size down. You know what I mean? Like you need to buy a few sort of strategic pieces to kind of get you through. And then hopefully then when everything sort of settles and I'm back where I want to be, where I feel comfortable in my body, then I can see where we are in the no buy. And then, you know, if I have enough, maybe then it will be close to the end of the year and then we can see what happens in 2025. But that's what's going on. Like I said, I will have that new channel linked below. By the time you see this video, I think I should have 2 videos posted on that channel. So I'm going to be posting the first one on tomorrow, which will be May 2nd. And then I probably will plan to post because it's sort of a part 1 and a part 2 on Saturday. So like I said, if you find that channel from this channel, then like I said, there should be 2 videos over there to watch if you'd like to come join me. If you have no interest in it, I totally get it. And you know, no worries. But if you are interested or if you would just like to support me, like I said, I'm kind of doing this for an accountability standpoint. Yeah, come join me over there and cheer me on. Well, that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be interested to see what people say in the comments about, I guess, kind of the last 2 items that I discussed. But again, let me know about your feeling about the whole online versus in-person purchasing, and if you think that would impact your purchasing habits as well. I think that was a really, like I said, very poignant comment that Helen made. So let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. We are getting very close to 4,000 subscribers, guys, and I have that bag that I desperately want to unbox. Again, not purchased for that purpose, but just thought I'd save it until then. So I believe at my last count, yes, we are 100 subscribers away from hitting 4,000. So if you haven't subscribed and you enjoy this kind of content, I would love it if you could help me out. There is no cost to you to subscribe to a YouTuber's channel. So click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload videos, which in general is 3 days a week. And if you haven't had enough of me yet, I will pop another video up here for you to watch. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.